feel like I say that like before every product. Okay, so let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back. So got another new at the drugstore video for y'all today. So today we're gonna be chatting about L'Oreal goodies. So I have got a whole stack of things here that I've been trying out. Definitely have some thoughts on them. So we're gonna run through these different products, show you swatches if I can do swatches on them, kind of read some info on them, let you know my thoughts on them, give you little mini reviews, and do a little what's new at the drugstore video. So let's get to it. Okay, so first off, a new foundation. This is the Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation, and this Age Perfect line, so they have several new things that are part of this Age Perfect line. So I think it's supposed to be more forgiving, more flattering on mature skin, so less accentuating to fine lines, just a little bit more forgiving on the skin. So this is part of that line. The Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation says sunscreen, broad spectrum SPF 50, antioxidants, and concentrated serum. And I ended up with the shade Rose Ivory. I can't remember what the first one was that I got, but it was too deep for me. So this one ended up being the right shade for me, I think. So I think this shade definitely works. So this is what it says about this. I'm reading some info on it. It says hydrating serum plus vitamin B3 and SPF 50. It provides your skin with vitamin B3, hydrating serum, and SPF 50. Lightweight formula, evens tone, and provides all-day hydration. Available in 30 shades. Natural radiant coverage that doesn't settle into lines. Let's see. It says use fingers or a wet sponge to gently tap makeup into skin rather than a brush that can leave marks or drag makeup. Oh, I've always used a brush with this. I don't notice that that works badly, but I guess that's good info. That's what they advise. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much what it says. Let me see if I can see anything else. All the benefits of a radiant foundation with the added advantage of all-day hydration and SPF 50. Let's see. Upon application of this liquid foundation, skin remains fresh and hydrated all day long. So I have tried this multiple times. I am wearing this today. Let me show you on the back of my hand what this looks like. So it is a squeezy tube kind of a packaging, which is fine. I'm totally fine with that. It works. I do think this color works pretty well for me. It's maybe still a little bit deep, but I think it overall works pretty well. This is what it looks like. Not set with a powder. I do have it set with a powder on my face, but you can see it there. I really like how this foundation looks, how it applies. I think it looks beautiful on the skin. I do think it's very forgiving. I do think it's smoothing looking on the skin. So I have noticed, so first off I need to say I have more combo normal skin, but I can get kind of oily in my T-zone. I can get pretty oily in my T-zone actually. So I'm definitely combo. So for me, this is my experience with it. Love the way that it looks when I first apply it. I think it looks beautiful on the skin. Does look very natural, forgiving, soft, skin-like, not flat matte, not overly dewy, but a little bit of a dewiness. Very pretty. I would say light to medium coverage. I think you can build it up to be closer to medium. Definitely not full coverage. I think it's more of that natural look on the skin. So gonna kind of even things out, but not give you that like, you know, mask look on your skin where it's totally blanked out. So love the way that it looks when I first apply it, but for me and my combo skin, it really doesn't last. I've really observed my skin throughout the day with this foundation. And as my natural oils mix into it, I just get shinier and shinier. And then once the oils are mixed in, if I touch my face, it transfers right off. So the oil definitely lifts it right off my face. It just comes right off on my hands. It'll come off on my clothes. I think it's just mixing with my natural oils and it's just lifting off my skin. But this isn't advertising itself as being a matte, long-wearing, oil-battling sort of a foundation. It is saying that it is for all-day hydration and really just flattering and forgiving on the skin. So I do think it looks really beautiful on the skin, and I think somebody who has drier skin will have a totally different experience with this foundation. Obviously, I can't speak to that because I don't have dry skin, but I do think it is delivering on what it's saying, that it does look really pretty on the skin. It is forgiving. It does seem to give hydration. I think it has a pretty finish to it. So I think I just don't have the right skin type for this foundation, but I do think it's really pretty. Sensitivity, I do think I'm a little bit sensitive to this because I've noticed after I use it for several days, I will start to get some little tiny pimples. Again, it's hard to tell 100% what causes that, what product it might be, but I think I might be a little bit sensitive to this. I think it's just too much hydration for my skin. I think for my combo skin, I just don't need this much hydration, so I'm sure that that kind of, could create some of that. So yeah, there's my thoughts on this. Then they have a new concealer. So this is the Age Perfect Radiant Concealer, and I got the shade Ivory, which is the lightest color, and it's not super light. So this is the color that I ended up with. I tried another one, it was too dark, so tried this one. It's still a little bit dark for me, but it kind of works. So it says that this is a hydrating serum plus glycerin, minimizes dark circles, brightens skin. Says it's formulated with, I already said that, hydrating serum and glycerin. Precise application, doesn't settle into lines, blends into skin for a radiant complexion without settling into lines, available in 16 shades. It minimizes the appearance of imperfections and dark circles, brightens skin, creating a radiant complexion. It complements your look by blending into skin for overall radiant complexion and not settling into fine lines. So the main place that I am usually concealing on my face is my under eye area. So that is where I've mostly used it. I've used it a little bit around my nose. I even tried it on my hand to see how it would cover veins. So it is a doe foot applicator, kind of a flat doe foot applicator. This is what it looks like. And then let me show you before I blend it in. This is what it looks like before I blend it in. And then I blend it in. And this is what it looks like. Definitely can see the radiance to it. I would say yes on that. I don't think it initially settles into fine lines, but what I'm experiencing with this is I want more coverage underneath my eyes. It's also a little bit like this ivory is almost a little bit, I don't know, has almost like a taupey gray sort of an undertone to it. I'm not sure, but every time I put it under my eyes, I'm like, why do my under eyes look gray? I think probably it's going on top of my dark under eye circles, but I don't know if it's just not the ideal color or what's happening, but it looks a little bit gray under my eyes. So what I'm finding is I want a lot of coverage under my eyes. I really, like to brighten and conceal those dark circles. So I like something that has quite a bit of coverage. I would say that this is more light to medium coverage, probably like a light medium coverage, not like a full medium, but kind of a light medium, so it's not a ton of coverage. So I think if you apply it lightly, not a lot of layers, it doesn't seem to settle that much. But if you keep layering it, it starts to look very heavy and it does seem to settle. And I think it's just because I'm getting way too much product under my eyes. Like, yeah, I'm looking at this eye and it's a lot. Like, it looks heavy. It looks like I have a lot of makeup there, and it's because I do. I mean, I applied a lot of layers. So I think if you're looking for light, like a light coverage concealer that has a little bit of radiance to it and is a little bit more hydrating, this might be an option for you. But if you are wanting more coverage, you're gonna have to apply a lot to get even kind of like to the good medium level with this. And then it just looks pretty heavy. So for me, this is not the ideal concealer, but I did want to describe those kind of attributes to you so that you can kind of know, depending on what you're looking for, if this would work for you. A new powder foundation. So this is the Age Perfect Creamy Powder Foundation, and I have it in Ivory, which is the lightest color that I could find. It's not overly light, once again, so it still works for me, but it's borderline. It's not too dark, but I mean, I could probably maybe go a half a shade lighter than this, but it still works. So it says ceramide antioxidant complex blurs pores. It's infused with a ceramide antioxidant complex and minerals. Coverage that does not cake, available in 16 shades. Smooths fine lines, pores, and dark spots, and hydrates with a shine-free finish. Blot, shine, blend for a natural finish, or build for more coverage. For lighter coverage, apply with a brush. For heavier coverage, use a wet sponge to apply. So I've always used a brush with it, just because that's my preferred way to apply most products. So I've used a brush with it. This is what it looks like. I really like this powder a lot. It is very smooth in the texture of it. It just has this like, I don't want to say like creaminess necessarily, but almost. I mean, it's very smooth feeling and looking on the skin. So it is not flat matte. It is not drying. Very, very pretty on the skin. So I've used this to set my foundation at the beginning of the day, and then I've also used it to touch up during the middle of the day, and very pretty both ways. I just really like this. I like that it doesn't look flat matte. I like that it doesn't look overly dewy. It's just very smoothing on the skin. It will blot, it will take away some shine, but doesn't give that like dry, cakey look on the skin. So really pretty powder, big fan of this. And I would say that that powder has a little bit of coverage to it also. So I think you're getting kind of the, you know, setting, the blotting, all those things in addition to a little bit more coverage as well. Like maybe light coverage to it. So a little bit of coverage. Okay, then a blush. This is the Age Perfect Radiant Satin Blush, and I got the shade 410 Rosewood. This is what it looks like. It says Camellia Oil enhances look of cheeks, doesn't cake or dry. It is formulated with the camellia oil and enhances the looks of cheeks, gives a natural healthy glow, applies effortlessly and instantly provides radiant color. Talking about kind of how you can apply it different ways. A fluffy brush is obviously going to diffuse it more, so that's kind of what it's saying. So this is what it looks like. Here it is right there. Pretty kind of little bit of like a sheen to this color that I got. This is what I have on my cheeks today, but I built it up a lot to get it to this point. So just know I applied, I don't even know, probably 4 different layers to get this much pigmentation on my cheeks. And really, I applied more blush because it's like sometimes the lights kind of wash it out, and I want you to be able to see the color. So a lot of it on my cheeks right now. When you first apply it though, it's very soft, really not heavy looking. Let me show you just like a couple layers and you can see how light and soft it is. So right there, very soft. So it's not going to give you clown cheeks at all. I really like this blush because you do have a lot of playroom with it. So if you apply it lightly like this, you are going to get this just like soft flush of color on the cheeks. Has a little bit of glow. I do think it's smoothing looking on the skin. I think it's very forgiving, really pretty on the cheeks, very youthful looking on the cheeks. So that is a light application, but it does build on itself nicely, so you can build it up. So I like that about it as well, that it will build on itself without getting weird. So it can be applied lightly for a light flush of color or built up nicely. So really pretty. This color specifically, it's kind of like a soft rose is how I would describe it. Really very beautiful. And I would say this one is more of a very light satin sheen to it. It's pretty soft, like it doesn't have a lot of glow to it, and the glow really comes out once you apply more of it and just kind of buff it onto the cheeks. So a little bit of a satin sheen to this specific color. It's very pretty. Big fan of this blush. Then I got a liquid shadow to try. So this is the Brilliant Eyes Liquid Shadow, and I got the shade String of Pearls. I think this was the lightest one maybe. So let's see, it says, this high impact, high shimmer liquid eyeshadow stays true all day long. Yes, it is true, Brilliant Eyes. It is true. Brilliant Eyes is transfer proof. That means no fallout, so you can wear shimmer eyeshadow on your eyelids and not your cheeks. Luminous pearl pigments are lightweight and non-greasy for comfortable wear. In just one stroke, the soft doe foot applicator deposits just the right amount of product on your eyelids for high shimmer payoff and blendable application. 12 shades. 16-hour wear, lasting sparkle and shimmer all day long, flake proof, transfer proof, non-greasy feel. Yes. So I am wearing this today. My Root camera cut me off and then I had to change my battery. So I think we're back now. So what I was saying is I applied quite a few layers to get to this like super metallic-y look on the lids. So if you want this kind of a look, you're gonna have to build it up quite a bit. So it is a doe foot applicator. That's what that looks like. So I went ahead and swatched it and kind of blended it out there, but I do want to show you kind of more like opaque, just straight on swatch. So there it is right there when you first apply it, and that's kind of blended out but then built up. So I will say when you first apply this, it kind of blends away quite a bit, which is not necessarily a bad thing. That's pretty too. but if you want kind of the look that I have, you're gonna have to build it up. So over here, I was really building it up on itself, which it does build on itself nicely. And you can build it, which is pretty. And then that is just like straight on application. Very pretty. This color is so fun. It's kind of a duochromy, icy, blue, purpley sort of a pink color. It's like all the things. Blue, purple, pink, icy, pretty duochromy. I really like the color. Now I will say I was like expecting this to be more shimmery. It's gonna totally be personal preference. I love a shimmery liquid shadow, so I would be excited about it if it were even more shimmery. Looking at it, it is definitely shimmery, but it is micro shimmer in it. So by the time that you apply it and kind of blend it out, it sort of just ends up looking more metallic-y than sparkly, if that makes sense. It just kind of like they blend together and end up looking more metallic-y, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I would love it even more if it were super sparkly as well. I think it's pretty, and they would like it even more if it had a slightly lower price point. I think this was like, how much was this? $12? Did I get it on? I think I got this one on Amazon. Let's see what it is on Amazon. $10 on Amazon. Looks like it's $12 at Ulta. So that's just kind of pricey. So I do like it. I don't dislike it, but I think I would like it even more if it had a lower price point and if it had more sparkle, but that's just personal preference. And lastly, I have a couple of lip products to share with you. So they have a new hydrating lipstick that has like a little circle in the middle, I assume of like a hydration something in it. So I didn't get one of those because all the colors, from what I could tell, looked pretty metallic-y, or either they're just super shiny and they look kind of metallic-y. So it's hard to tell on those, so I didn't get one of those, but I did get one of these to try out, which is one of their satin lipsticks. It says with precious oils and rich pigments. And I got the shade 216 Glowing Nude. So it says, formulated with precious oils and rich pigments. Glides on smooth with vibrant color payoff that does not feather. As we age, cell turnover slows down. For a smoother lip application, gently exfoliate lips with a toothbrush before applying. Okay, so this is what this looks like. I feel like I say that like before every product. Okay, so let's talk about it. So this is what it looks like. I will say, I am not smelling the L'Oreal lipstick smell. I don't smell anything, actually. No. Like I don't really even smell ingredients or any kind of added fragrance or anything, so I don't think it has any kind of a scent to it. I have a lot of leftover shimmer on my hand, so if you're seeing shimmer, that is from that liquid shadow, not from this lipstick. So here is what this looks like. So pretty, really beautiful. It's a gorgeous nude, just a classic brownie nude. Very pretty. A lot of shine to this. It does feel nice and hydrating on the lips. I would describe this more of a cream finish. I wouldn't consider that a satin finish, but I think everybody kind of has different interpretations of what a satin finish means. But to me, satin is like almost a matte, but just a little bit of just not quite flat matte, but a little bit of like a sheen to it. This is more of a shine to it. So I would consider this more of a cream finish lipstick if I were to describe it. But it is nice and hydrating on the lips, not super long wearing because it is more of that creamy, shiny sort of a finish, but it does feel nice on the lips. It looks nice and flattering on the lips. Love this color. So I'm definitely a fan of this. If you like a cream sort of a lipstick that has some shine to it, has some hydration feeling on the lips, I do think you would enjoy this. I don't really have a lot of fine lines on my lips to be able to say if it does bleed or not, but I didn't necessarily notice that with it. So very pretty lipstick, fan of this. And the last thing I have to share with you is this. This is the matte lip crayon, and I got the shade 505 Little Chili. This is what I have on my lips right now. So let's see. It says, introducing Infallible Matte Lip Crayon, our first matte lip crayon with lasting wear and saturated color. Enhanced with a decadent caramel aroma. It is smudge resistant with no feathering and comfortable wear. Ergonomic mechanical tip provides easy application and one swipe color for color on the go. Available in 18 matte shades for all skin tones from bold to everyday wear. Yeah, lasting color, talking about. So basically easy and long wearing and matte is what it's saying. Really like the packaging and applicator on it. The angled tip to it really makes it easy to apply, and almost like having a lip liner. The angled tip, you can really get more precise application around the outsides of the lips, which is really nice and convenient. So I love these kind of products that you can just throw in your purse. They're easy. They are on the go sort of products, so definitely delivers on that. And it definitely delivers on the matte. It is matte. Here's a swatch of it. The name chili, I just think of chili and I think of like more of a warm red. This is more of a raspberry red. It is beautiful. I really like the color, but I don't know that it totally matches the name. At least maybe it's just me, but when I think of chili, I think of more of a warm red. This is more of a raspberry. So that's what it looks like, but really pretty color. It is very smooth. Like once you get it on there, it looks pretty and smooth. This color, at least this is the one that I got. I think it does apply evenly and looks nice. So this is what it looks like on my lips. So y'all know that I love a matte lipstick. Matte lipstick is like my favorite kind of lip product. I think it's the most low maintenance, easiest, just, you know, wears away more evenly. I usually am just a big fan of matte lipsticks. This is very matte. And I would say that the experience of wearing this and even applying it is more like a liquid lipstick, which is not my favorite kind of lip product. Because when I apply it, you can't even really blend your lips together to get it more smooth on the lips. Kind of like a liquid lipstick when it dries. Once you put it on, it's there. It's wherever you put it. And that's kind of what this does. So you can't really blend your lips together. It sort of like pulls and drags. And I'm sure it would eventually lift it if you dragged it enough because you're, you know, basically exfoliating it off your lips. So it definitely stays where you put it. Not a lot of playroom with it. And then when you wear it, it kind of does what liquid lipsticks do in that it blends away or it wears away in the middle of the lips before the outside of the lips. So that's not my favorite. I don't love that either. So I don't hate this, but it's just maybe a little bit too matte for me. And I am a matte lipstick gal. This is just more so matte that it's almost like a liquid lipstick, if that makes sense. So I probably won't go out and buy more of these, but I do think this color is very pretty. It does stay put. I mean, it does not get all over your teeth, so it's low maintenance in that way. But then again, once you wear it, it's more like that liquid lipstick where you kind of have to like check, like, is it doing the, do I have a line? Is it wearing away the there, not there line sort of thing? Kind of does that. So not a huge fan of this, but I don't hate it. Okay guys, so those are all the goodies that I have to share with you today. So I hope that you really enjoyed this video and I hope it was helpful for you. Please hit a thumbs up if it was and let me know down below what you think about these products. If you tried them out, I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on them. Let me know that down below. Ask me any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!